upon us. How's
It's
it
hard
feeling
for me to
going
see you
into
through all these lights.
moving forward? Another football season upon
Yeah.
us. Just how you feeling going into training camp and into the new season?
Feel good. Feel good about our team. Feel good about the health of our team, the motivation. We've got team leadership that has proven to be really good. I think we've got a motivated team. I think we got a resilient team that can handle adversity, which is always a positive this time of year, knowing that if your team has some adversity, it can come back and it can bounce back. And we've had adversity early in the last two seasons, and we bounced back from it. And so it's comforting knowing that we've got a lot of guys who can do that if they need to. That's not the plan this year, but if it presents itself, we've got good leadership, and our guys are motivated, and we've got a lot of talented players. So it's a good time of year. I think the other 31 teams will be telling you they feel pretty good too, but I think we've got cause to feel that way.
When you put together the offseason plan before the draft and free agency, do you think you checked a lot of those boxes this offseason and decided to check?
Yeah, you never know exactly how free agency and the draft is going to work out. There's 31 other teams hunting guys that might check the same boxes they check for us. But yeah, we feel good about the guys we were able to add in free agency, and then we filled some needs with some players that we had targeted in the draft. And it'll be up to the young guys to come in and show that they belong and prove to their teammates that they can handle the load that we're asking them to handle. That's what training camp is for, and we think we got guys that are motivated to do that. And yeah, I don't see holes that I'm looking to currently fill right now.
What was the goal going into the offseason? When you targeted the free agents in the draft, what did you want to address?
Well, if you can't keep your own, so we didn't know who we would be able to keep and who we wouldn't be able to keep. And if you can't keep your own, you might be looking to fill in there. And I think the way it tumbled along, it worked out pretty good for us. Did we get everything we wanted? We didn't. I'm not going to lay out, we wanted scenario A and we got scenario C, if that's what you're wanting me to do. But we were able to get some guys who were initial targets for us at some positions of need, and we'll see how they do.
You talked about adversity. Hopefully, we don't have any this season. But when you're looking obviously for talent, but how important is chemistry with other teammates, locker room
Yeah.
leadership? You talked about leadership. How do those things percentage-wise play out for you when you start assembling your team?
We think it's huge, and it's something that we've had in spades for the last few years. Our leadership has developed that, and I think the players that we've had enjoy being around each other. We don't have a lot of tension. We don't have a lot of tension between coaches and players. We don't have a lot of tension between players and players. I think our young players, they respect the guys who are in the leadership position. And then I think we've got a group of young players that are moving into those leadership roles. And they learned how to, and they learned what it looks like from guys who are really good at it. And so does chemistry matter? 100%. That's what we start, tomorrow building, is that chemistry. Our guys are going to be around each other a lot, and they're going to start learning the new guys and maybe their personalities, and they're going to be holding them accountable to the standard that they've set for our football team. The team has to be run internally. It has to be monitored internally. It can't be monitored from above. It won't work. It's got to be monitored from within. And we've got guys that do that, and I think it's been good, and it's helped us.
You talk about young players starting to step up. Who are you starting to see?
Well, yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase is still a young player, and T. Higgins is not an old guy, and Joe is not an old guy, but we've got a group of offensive linemen that I think are starting to really kind of lead the show in work ethic and demeanor in practice, which is great. And those guys have been doing it for a while. Teddy Karras has been doing that for a while, and Cap has been doing that for a while. but Cordell Volson is starting to do that and show some leadership. And obviously Orlando Brown is an excellent leader, and he's been doing it his whole career. So it'll be good for a guy like Amarius Mims to come in and get with that group. It's the perfect group for him. Just like, when you add a young receiver into our group, he's not going to be the main guy. He's going to learn what it takes to be a Jamar Chase, or, which is what Tyler Boyd showed those guys. On defense, I think Cam Taylor-Britt is really taken the next step, and I think he's got the ear of his teammates, and I think they respect the way he plays. Kind of when you're building on your leadership role, you got to show it on the field, and they've got to respect what you're bringing to the team before they'll follow you, and he's shown that. And so I feel good about a lot of guys on our team, and we'll just see how it all comes together, and it's hard to force leadership. It's got to be a natural thing. Not everybody has that, like Joe, where you can walk into a building and be leading everybody almost immediately. But we've got guys that are starting to develop.
How valuable is Jamar to this team, and how important is it to try to get something done?
Well, we like Jamar, so we think he's pretty valuable. I think other teams would like to have Jamar too. I think he fits with us about as well as he could fit anywhere. And if something were to come together long term, I think we would look to do that. And we've talked through that, and we've had some conversations, and we'll see what comes together. We don't put a timeline on it. We're hopeful that something can come together. But we feel like he's a good fit for us, but we also feel like we're a great fit for him. And I think he realizes that. So normally in those situations, something can find a way to get done, but we'll see.
Speaking of Joe before, how often have you tossed and turned overnight thinking about Joe's wrist? Do you check in with him regularly?
Well,
how's that been trying to manage that in the offseason?
I toss and turn at night a lot. I didn't realize maybe it is Joe's wrist. Maybe it's maybe it's other things. I don't know. I've seen him throw. It looks like he's over it. He looks like he's in great physical shape. So I always worry about the health of our quarterback, and I want him to have a healthy season. I know he does, and so we'll see how it goes this year. But I think his wrist is a thing of the past right now.
He said it last year, ominously right before the cap happened, but he's never had really a full preseason of a full healthy training camp.
Yeah.
How big would that be for him to be able to go through the whole?
Well, I think it would be great. I mean, that's the plan every year. We're not planning on sitting him out. I don't know if we're going to play him in the preseason games, but we want him to be a part of everything. We'll see. That'll be up to Zach whether he wants to put him in any games or not. But it's important for him to be leading the show out there every practice, because that builds real continuity with the players that are going to be around him on the field on game day.
I want to ask about two specific players, Andre Yosevich and Chase Brown.
Yeah.
What do you expect out of individually each of those players this year? How do you expect them to step forward in their positions?
Well, I expect them to step forward because of what they've done in the past. They've shown that they can take on more. A lot of times young guys show that they might not be ready to take on more. Both those guys have shown that, hey, there's a bigger role for me, and I'm worthy of it. And both those guys are worthy of it. They really are. And so I expect a big jump. With Chase, sky's the limit. He's going to have an opportunity to be the guy or the second guy, or in tandem with Zach, and that's a big opportunity for him, and we're counting on him. And with Andre, the great thing about Andre is he can go into any position on our team at wideout and show production. So he can be inside, he can be outside. We'll see. I think the sky's the limit for him too, but we've got big hopes for both of those guys, and they've earned that hope. It didn't come in with them. It was earned by both of them.
Signed Amarius today.
Yeah.
Getting him pen to paper and having him out there. What kind of opportunity is in front of him to get out there, learn, and maybe push for some early
If he's the best one, he'll play, and that's the opportunity in front of him. And he's certainly an extremely talented guy. If if he learns it and shows consistency and is the best one available to us, he will play, and I have huge regard for his ability, and we'll see how it comes together, how fast it comes together. It'll come together for him. A guy like that, it'll eventually come together, and I hope it comes together quick, and I hope he has a great season. And, if Trent Brown's the best to start, then he'll start. And Amarius will be coming off the bench. We'll see. It'll be up to Frank. It'll be up to Zach. It'll be up to pitcher, and we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to seeing him out there.
What's about him during the draft process?
Marius, upside, personality, desire. He checks the box of every physical characteristic you want, which are some of the things that we wanted. Obviously, we want big tackles, and we've got 3 of the biggest tackles in captivity. It's amazing when you look at those 3 guys walk out. They're different than everybody else. But we liked his size. We liked his work ethic. We liked what we heard about him from the staff there. We liked his upside when he played. We think that had he been able to play a full season, there would be no way we'd be looking at him at 18. A guy that has the physical characteristics and the NFL upside as he does normally isn't available at 18. So we feel really good about getting him where we got him to.
Duke, you've talked a lot about piecing the puzzle pieces together kind of for your role each offseason. How has this one compared to maybe the most recent ones in terms of what you've seen?
Piecing the what together?
The puzzle pieces of this team and always
Yeah.
How things have fallen now. How is this one compared against the last maybe?
It always starts out and you think you're going to have no players, and then by the time you're halfway through, you got a couple, but you need more. And then when you get done, you feel pretty good about it. All off seasons are pretty much the same tempo as you go through them. I feel like this one came together well. We were able to hit a lot of needs that were important for us. I think we refreshed some positions with young guys that have upside, so it's always exciting to see young guys come in and maybe have an opportunity to take on big roles, but we'll see. They're going to have to earn it. We're not reliant on any rookie to come in and make or break our season. That's a good position to be in, and that's a position we've been in the last few years. And if they earn it, then they can come in and help us. That's fantastic. And if not, the guys that have been doing it will continue to do it. But I feel good about the way this offseason has come together.